Hey y'all, it's me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On, and I'm checking in. I'm checking in with intention number 4, okay? When I first started out with the intentions, immediately the enemy started in. You done got your talking. I'm telling you, he be doing a lot. Talking, you done got your self on there. He didn't say self, he said tail. Okay, I'm just going to tell you straight out, point blank. He said tail. You done got your tail on there and sat up and said you're going to do this for 52 weeks. Yeah, right. That voice has really attempted to do a headshot. All I'm going to say is it came up, but this time, like I told y'all, my thinking is shifted, but it's not the usual shifting that I have had in the past. Everybody, y'all know, August is like my new year. I don't wait for January. By the time January get here, I've been in the new year for several months. And I'm just looking at the amateurs come in January. I'm already in it. Okay? So, I didn't mean no harm when I said that, and I'm serious. But when I put that out there, I was like, okay, I said it. And I toyed around with even talking about the intentions to begin with for a little while, seriously. And when I say a little while, I'm talking about a month and a half, 2 months. So then after I said it, like I said, the enemy came in, and I was just like, oh. And this is exactly how I behaved. What I just did, I was like, you done did it now. You put yourself out there. And then he started in with this, how you gonna come up with 52 things? It's not that difficult. Matter of fact, here's my little notebook. I already had this notebook, okay? This ain't no notebook. It's a pad, okay? And this thing, some of them ain't hunked down. And some of them, is several of them on a page. But these are all things that have come to me. And they coming daily, okay? I'm just telling you. Them things is popping up in my brain like popcorn in a hot pot. So that has squelched that. Squelched might not be a word. Let's just say it has squashed his theory of you're not going to be able to. Oh, yeah, I'm able to. It's not a problem. I'll be sharing with y'all. Whether y'all want to, if you don't want to hear it, that's fine. But I'm just telling you, these are things that I'm literally actually doing or have intent to do. Okay? So I'm just sharing, and maybe it will help somebody else. Skincare is going just fine. I had to look back on some pictures because I have been getting some really deep creases up here. But now I just pretty much got this one right here, and it's not as bad as it was. But this here up here, y'all, I have to explain to y'all one day what that's about for real. And when I do, everybody will be like, now it makes sense. I'll tell y'all about it. Anywho, and that might be my intention number 52. Because it'll be a year from now. That'll be to come 100% clean and tell y'all some stuff. But intention number 4 is I just want to make my liver quiver. And I just want to just declare to myself that I'm doing things so that I can say that I love my gut. My uncle, and I will not say my favorite uncle, although that's what I'm saying. It's not right to have favorites, but he embodied, and I put an ED on that because he's not here, and he left at an early age. Embodied a male, what I would imagine my mother to be if she was a guy. He came, they act the same way. However, he brought the male trapping side to it. And he and I got along just like me and Scrankton do. And he would tell me stuff that he hadn't told his own children. Sometimes he would tell me stuff that he hadn't told his siblings. When he was not well, I was the first person that he told that he was not going to go through another round of treatment. I'll never forget it. It was a Thanksgiving day. We were all gathered down to my nanny's house. He lived in another state, upstate. And he called, and I answered the phone. And he was like, good, you the person I wanted to talk to anyway. And I was like, well, just a minute, I'll let you talk. I thought he was calling to speak to Nanny, because Nanny's his mama, you know. And he was like, I'll talk to her later, but go out the room and go into another room. And that's when he told me what his intent and plan was. Okay, he didn't want to go through any more therapies and stuff of that nature. And he shared that with me. And for my age and for what I knew, I understood what he was saying. But it hurt, you know. He had colon cancer. And he didn't have colon cancer because of family history. His was more from an external factor. He had been in the military and he was exposed to Agent Orange. And he had some actually some severe exposure at that, okay? And so that was the origin of his, okay? And we never had anything like that before. We haven't had anything like that since. And so that's the way that is, you know. But what it did was it actually made everybody just kind of, we knew the basis of it, but it still made us kind of look up and just kind of be more aware of gut health. And some of us have slacked off the way. And then the other part of it is, I think we underestimate all the little intricate things that go along with a healthy gut and the things that can happen when a gut is not healthy. I have my own self overlooked it and downplayed a lot of things, some symptoms that I've had, and then some things I kind of like write off because of other experiences that I've had and things of that nature. But I will say this is that God is something else. When you read that Bible verse that says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, it's so true when you just think about how everything is interlocked and intertwined together, and how it all relates to what we do, how we think, what we eat, how we eat it. All of this stuff, it's just a fine, the body is like a fine-tuned type of situation. It's an awesome piece of work. What I'm doing in here now, intention number 4, I have already told you all what it is, but this is how I'm doing it. Fermented vegetables, look it up and look up what they mean and how they can help you. We are into taking pills for things, probiotics to be exact. And I know that sometimes we need them. We need some type of source of these type of things for the simple fact that our ground is depleted. Our soil is depleted. You constantly have to amend things and stuff. That didn't used to have to be. But it's so many environmental assaults and things that we do. And, you know, we pesticide and herbicide and fungicide, everything. And this stuff, it affects your soil. You might not be doing it, but if your neighbor up the street is doing it, it's a whole lot. And if you just look at that little continuum of life about rainwater, animals, yada yada yada, you'll kind of see where I'm coming from. Okay, I have lost at one point my train of focus on the importance of watching things, you know, and staying on top of stuff. And I don't know if it's the age or if it's just whatever it is, but whatever it is, I'm running with it, okay? So fermented vegetables are of an importance to me. It is something that when you start looking at other cultures and things of that nature, and you start looking at incidences of occurrences of different type of diseases and things, and what population deals with this and what population deals with that, and what, you know, there's a nominal occurrence of it in this, and what are they doing and how they doing it. It is mind-boggling. And I would never get no work done if I spend as much time in it as I would like to. I, every day, probably for, I'll say a good 2 months, have taken in some type of fermented vegetable. I'm not good enough to the point where I'm ready to start drinking. Well, I won't go there that far because that's over on another vein and another thread. But kimchi, this one here is one that I actually do like. It's kind of funny because I get this real thrill out of when you first open up the jar, because when you open the jar up for the first time, it bubbles, and it's just like somebody just turned the fire on high boil. And if you, this ain't nothing you gonna open up in your car and think you gonna eat unless you want to have some in your lap, because it is actually active. Every day, if I get 2 ounces of this in, I'm good. This is a 14-ounce bottle. This one is empty. And I have another one already on the ready. Okay. What is that? Okay. Already on the ready for this. No problem at all. I like it just straight with no chaser. I don't have to put it in rice. I don't have to put it on stuff or in stuff or with stuff. I just like it straight up. And what's the stats on this? 15 calories for 2 ounces, no fat, no cholesterol, 240 milligrams of sodium, carbs 2 grams, dietary fiber a gram, sugars less than 1 gram, protein 1 gram. But ingredients: snap cabbage, garlic, green onion, hot pepper, sugar, salt, paprika, ginger, and here it is right there. Let's see if it'll focus, and then you can see it for yourself. But every day, and I do that for gut health, but also I've been looking at just basic level of vegetable, doing fermented vegetables. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't gonna be making kimchi here at the house, because if I do, I'm gonna tell you right now, I already know I'm gonna be downtown at the divorce court. Pierre ain't gonna put up with that. He's just not. And I dare say that I might not even have the whatever all within myself to be able to do it and not be laid up somewhere with the sign of the cross in my eyes, aka dead. So I'm not going to fool with kimchi making it. I'll just go and buy that. But the other fermented vegetables I'm working with. Gut health. And your gut starts from your mouth all the way to your tutor. Just in case you didn't know. I'm sure y'all did. This is the other thing. Therapy coffee. This is the company. I usually order this off of Amazon. And there's the information. Hold it up there. This I store in my freezer. Coffee enemas. What does a coffee enema do? Basically, what this does is it stimulates your liver to release toxins. You know, that liver does a whole lot of work in your body. It's a detoxifier. And if you think about the water we drink, the food that we're eating, a lot of times we're using the water that we drink to cook the food that we're eating in. And just overall things that we take in and we're not really, medications, if you even taking medications, your liver is working, okay? Other organs are as well. But I'm telling you, that liver, it's a wonder and it does a lot. And so, one of the things that there are some psychological components that go with coffee enemas. But my main reason for doing it is to keep my liver doing what it needs to be doing for the duration of the time that I'm here. I don't want no problems from it. Okay? And I'm going to help it to help me. So, this is certified organic coffee. Coffee enemas, I did a lot of research. I've been wanting to do coffee enemas for about 5 or 6 years. But I started looking because I knew it was more than just going to the store and buying coffee. Quote unquote organic coffee and boiling it and then, you know, introducing it into your lower colon. And so the more I read, this is what the organic coffee looks like. It doesn't look like you're running a mill coffee because it's a green coffee bean. And it smells a little bit different. You can smell the essence of coffee, but it smells a little different. And there's a specific way to fix this. It is a boiling process. You only use stainless steel. If you need to store it, it only stores for 24 hours. And that storage needs to be in glass. And I have a specific bucket, enema bucket that I ordered that for this, where you can see, you know, the fluid coming. and all of that type of stuff. And I really can tell a difference in this. I went through a week where I was doing them every day for a week. Some people that have disease processes and stuff going on, certain therapies require that you can do this up to 6 times a day. That's not my story. What I need to do 1 to twice a week as far as maintenance is concerned, that's what I do. I'm just saying and sharing. That week, one thing that it did help me with was to get a process down, because it is a process. You have to learn how to hold a coffee, because you hold it after you introduce the fluid, the coffee in, you hold it for 15 minutes, you know, internally. And you have to kind of work your way up to that, you know, and you ain't trying to make a mess in your house. So you have to this has to be done methodically. I put it like that. And so look up the benefits of a coffee enema if you're interested at all. I cannot tell you what, if you got health issues or something like that, I'm not telling you to do nothing. I'm telling you what I'm doing, and it's up to you to make the decision and run this stuff by your health practitioner and let them tell you yay, nah, you know. But I'm just saying these are 2 things that I'm doing that I feel are helpful for me. My other stuff, writing is going fine. The skincare is I'm really seeing a lot of differences in my skin, period, end of story. And everything that I have been doing up to this point is working. And I think that the key has been introducing things slowly, you know. And so, y'all, I just wanted to share with y'all my intention number 4, which is to love my gut by making my liver quiver and eating fermented vegetables. I will talk to y'all on another day. Y'all have a good one. Toodles.